Hi guys, and welcome back to the Caribbean Spot, your go-to channel for Caribbean news, culture, and commentary. Okay, so let's dive into the explosive visit of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to Jamaica. Rubio just wrapped up his visit on March 26, 2025, and it's already making waves throughout the Caribbean. From heated discussions on Cuban medical missions to bold promises on crime reduction, economic investment, foreign aid, immigration, and energy security. We're breaking down the facts and uncovering the real story behind this high stakes visit. This is the Caribbean Spot. Let's get into it. During his visit to Jamaica on March 26, 2025, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness held a joint press conference in Kingston. The event addressed critical issues impacting both countries and the wider Caribbean region, covering security, immigration, foreign aid, economic partnerships, energy cooperation, and the Cuban doctor controversy. Rubio's visit was not limited to discussions with Prime Minister Holness alone. Later that afternoon, CARICOM members who were present in Kingston were scheduled to meet with Secretary Rubio to further discuss regional issues, including security, crime reduction, economic investment, and the ongoing crisis in Haiti. This meeting aimed to expand the dialogue beyond bilateral issues and involve regional leaders in conversations on cooperation and shared challenges. Both leaders emphasized that the partnership between the U.S. and Jamaica is built on shared values, democratic ideals, and strong people to people ties. Rubio praised Jamaica as a model of cooperation for the Caribbean and beyond. Rubio stated the United States wants to ensure that when countries are cooperative and work with us and partner with us and constantly seek ways to engage us, that leads to positive results and outcomes. You can call it rewarding, but what it really means is it has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. We want countries in the world and in the region to identify being close to the United States as something that is beneficial and helpful. Helpful to develop, helpful to grow, and frankly, helpful so that one day many countries can serve. And I think Jamaica is already doing this as a model of what other countries would seek to emulate, whether it is on security, on trade, on investment, on skills acquisition and improvement. These are the things that we want America's relationship with our partners to look like. And I think of no better friend in the Caribbean and frankly in the Western Hemisphere than Jamaica and your government, Mr. Prime Minister. And so we thank you for this chance to visit with you so early. That was his words. Yep, Rubio's words. A key focus of the press conference was boosting economic opportunities and job creation in Jamaica. Rubio highlighted the potential for relocating manufacturing and production from distant countries to the Western Hemisphere, specifically pointing out Jamaica as a strategic transshipment hub. Rubio stated, "We have to ask ourselves, why so many productive capacities are located halfway around the world when they are destined for North American markets? Jamaica is one of those places that could benefit from relocating manufacturing and industry closer to the end markets." Rubio also emphasized the importance of enhancing workforce skills to meet the needs of potential manufacturing and logistics projects, suggesting that the U.S. would look into partnerships to upskill and reskill Jamaican workers. Rubio made it clear that the United States is not getting out of the aid business, but is restructuring it to be strategically aligned with the U.S. foreign policy and the needs of partner countries. Rubio stated, the United States is not getting out of aid business. We are going to be providing foreign aid. The difference is we want to structure the way we deliver foreign aid so that it is aligned with our foreign policy and with what we're trying to carry out at our respective missions around the world. Our foreign policy and our foreign aid have to be aligned. Foreign aid is an instrument of foreign policy, okay? It is not a global charity. Jamaica is not asking for charity. They're asking for development assistance so they can become stronger at their security needs and other things of this nature. That's what they're asking for. They're not asking for a handout. They're asking for a hand up. Help to build their capabilities so that they can become a self-reliant partner and frankly could end up and already are helping other countries. Jamaica is now contributing to the effort in Haiti as an example. Rubio emphasized that foreign aid should not be about giving handouts, but about building capacity, helping Jamaica become a self-sufficient and strong partner on the global stage. Rubio directly addressed the challenge of gang violence and gun trafficking, acknowledging that many of the illegal weapons in Jamaica originate from the United States. He pledged to do more to stop that flow while also increasing Jamaica's capacity to defend itself. Rubio announced several new initiatives, including restarting and strengthening the Jolt Fusion Center to combat lottery scamming and organized crime, upgrading forensic labs with synthetic drug detection equipment, launching a counter gang recruitment program to deter youth from criminal activities, and providing intelligence software to track and dismantle gang networks. And lastly, supplying night vision goggles and other tactical equipment to enhance nighttime operations. Okay, so far this seems like a really good partnership, right? Until they got to this part and then I kind of lifted an eyebrow like, okay. So, energy security and cooperation, and this is something that Rubio stated. He said, Rubio addressed the importance of energy security, promoting liquefied natural gas, LNG, as a clean and abundant energy source. He stated, the United States is going to be producing a lot of liquefied natural gas, which is a very clean fuel that we, the United States, have in abundance and that we, the United States, seek to export. He went on to say it is also critical. By the way, you cannot have manufacturing without reliable and affordable energy. Okay, so to summarize, America is saying, hey, we have an abundance of this natural gas, right? And we're looking to export it, and you need it. You need it because you're getting into manufacturing, right? So you can get it from us. It's reliable and it's affordable. You can buy it from us, right? Sounds good. Yeah. Rubio and Holness also addressed the crisis in Haiti, acknowledging the humanitarian and security challenges that threaten the region. Both leaders agreed on the need to stabilize Haiti's security situation and to support regional efforts to address the crisis. So, when it came to immigration, Rubio clarified that green card holders are legally in the United States and should not face issues returning as long as they have not violated any laws. He assured Jamaican nationals that legitimate residents should not worry about their status. One of the most controversial topics discussed during the press conference was the U.S. stance on Cuban medical missions. And this was a question posed by one of the reporters, right? So the U.S. government has accused Cuba of using these medical missions as a form of forced labor, claiming that most of the doctors' earnings are seized by the Cuban government, which reportedly makes billions a year from these missions. Rubio addressed the issue by clarifying that the U.S. stance is not specifically about Jamaica, but rather about the global practices of the Cuban Medical Missions Program. He stated, "This is not about doctors, this is not about the provision of medical assistance. We have no problem with medical assistants or doctors." He said, "We have a problem with how the program is operated around the world." He said, "In many parts of the world, the doctors are not paid. You pay the Cuban government, and the Cuban government decides how much, if anything, to give them. They take away their passports, and in many ways, it operates as forced labor." That's why in my previous video I said, if this is a case where Caribbean's uh, countries are operating like most of the countries around the world and paying Cuba directly, then they need to stand together and demand that Cuba do better for their doctors and their nurses, right? You guys, you have power. There's power in numbers. We need the medical people, right? But if they are being treated like the way Rubio states in here, then you guys are to rise up together and say, hey, no, you can't treat people like that, right? You need to pay them a fair wage because you're making billions a year. So Rubio went on to say, there are places that have better labor standards. Perhaps Jamaica is one of those. And that's fine. He said, we are going to engage with Jamaica to have a better understanding of how it treats Cuban doctors. Perhaps none of this applies in the way it's handled here. Rubio acknowledged that Jamaica ensures that Cuban doctors working in the country are treated fairly and benefit under local labor laws, as clarified by Prime Minister Holness. He said, we are very careful not to exploit the Cuban doctors who are here. He said, we ensure that they are treated within our labor laws and benefit like any other worker. So, any characterization of the program by others certainly would not be applicable to Jamaica. Rubio expressed a willingness to further discuss the situation with Jamaica to understand how the program operates locally, while reaffirming the U.S.'s stance against forced labor practices in general. One of the critical points addressed during the press conference was the U.S. travel advisory on Jamaica. Secretary Rubio acknowledged that the current travel advisory has negatively impacted Jamaica's tourism sector and stated the State Department would reevaluate the advisory to ensure it accurately reflects the country's improved safety record. Rubio stated, we pledge that we're going to go back and reevaluate the travel advisories as they currently stand to ensure that they do reflect the reality of the new numbers and what the numbers show. You've made very impressive progress in your general numbers overall when it comes to the murder rate and so forth. Rubio highlighted that the advisories should reflect the reality of Jamaica's crime reduction efforts and promote fair and accurate perceptions of safety in the country. Okay, guys, so tell me, what do you think? Was this meeting just political talk? Or could it lead to real change for Jamaica and the Caribbean? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real talk from the Caribbean spot. Catch you on the next one. Bye.